Hey there, YouTubers. Doing a little organizing in my RV. It seems to happen a lot. This is my logbook on maintenance for Cousin Eddie. I keep that up here. There in the bin with my maps and whatnot. My passport. I need to take that inside and get that squished down. This is my junk bin. Everybody's got to have a junk drawer, junk bin. I'm going to see if I can get a little TV working out here. This TV used to be wired to the cab battery, and I changed all that wiring and put it to where I can run it off an inverter to my regular power. So we'll see if I can get anything. So we'll let that search and see what happens. I just figured I would come out here and do a little straightening out as winter's coming along. Now this is a bag full of bags. This is where I keep my trash bags. And what I also do is, here's an example. This is a jug of water. This is tap water. I could drink it if I want to, but I keep these in here so that if I'm deciding if it's too cold or I don't want to, if it's too cold to have water in my freshwater tanks, or if I'm just trying to conserve water, I'll use that water in the restroom. But I'll use that jug and get water wherever I can. Only when I need to do it that way. But it's always good to have a little extra water on hand. Keeping onboard water like this can be really helpful in conserving your water when you need to. Like I said, drinking water goes in there, and then I use this when I need to. Now if I have unlimited water supply, then I just use water, but if I'm trying to conserve, this is a good way to help do that. I'm getting ready to winterize this, and when a lot of people winterize these, they do it however they like to do it. What I do is I'll go down to my uncle's because he has a compressor, and I have the valve that goes onto the water supply where we'll just blow all the lines out. You know, you go to each faucet and make sure you get the water to come out of all the faucets and flush it through the toilet to get all the water out of it. Then some people would then pump antifreeze in through all their lines. I don't do that. Some people want to. If you think I'm wrong, okay. It's worked fine for me over the winter. My uncle does his that way. And just getting all the water out is good. And then pouring antifreeze down into the traps. So I'll pour antifreeze down into the toilet trap, down in that sink trap, down in the shower trap, even though there's hardly ever any water there, and down in the sink. And it just takes about a cup or so in each trap. And again, I'm not even 100% sure if that is necessary if you're not getting any water, but it helps. Some people, when they do winter RVing, they'll use antifreeze to flush their toilet. I've never done that. It would make sense. It would stop things from freezing up in your black tank, and it would help in emptying a black tank. But that's just a way to conserve water. I don't think I'm alone in doing this and carrying, even say you're out in the boondock somewhere where there's just a stream. Well, you can fill a jug like that up from the stream and use it just in your toilet. Just to flush your toilet down. So that's an idea on how to conserve on water. Because I know I haven't personally done any long-term boondocking, but everything I know of is water is the main concern. So carrying drinking water is good, then using good water to do your dishes, and then whatever water you can find, even gray water that you've washed your dishes, you can use that water again in a jug like this for your toilet, so you're conserving water that way. There's many different ways to conserve water. My little battery pack, I love that thing. It comes in handy too, because boondocking's all about conserving. This is where I keep the water that I drink. These little pumps work great, and it's time to straighten that up. This is a great bag. It's an IKEA bag. My aunt gave it to me. It's like made out of almost like tarp material. I use this for putting my dirty laundry or just whatever. Sometimes I just throw junk in it, and then I can throw it underneath the bed or stuff it into a closet. But repurposing things like that help a lot. They work great. Yeah, the TV tuned in a channel, the CW, so I can watch a little Pirates of the Caribbean. Let's see what other channels it found. There you go, bounce channel. It doesn't find a lot here. Yep, it found about 2 channels, so I'll have this on. This will give me some noise while I'm fiddling around. It only picks up a couple channels because I don't have the antenna connected. When I disconnected the power for this going to the battery and hooked it up to an inverter to take it from 12 volt back to 110, I disconnected the antenna from the battery, so the antenna is not drawing any power. So because it's a little cold, it's about 50 degrees in here, I turned the little fan on and heat it up. Something else I do is I like to keep these open. I like to keep these compartments open, just keep air moving around. And as I showed before, these are those Save the Planet bags. I keep my clothes in there. A lot of them are empty now because I'm doing laundry. But these work great so that if you color code them, you know what's in where. And when you have a small space, you got to be organized. As I've shown before, these are those noodles that I use on my awnings outside. Well, here's a spot I have. That's where the bed goes, and that's all plywood that can come out, so I can convert it back. But sometimes I hit myself on that, so I cut a piece to fit. So now that noodle is dual purposed. I can still take it off and put it on the outside awning, but it'll stop me from banging myself there. And take it off, and I still have the notch there that goes down to where the mounting bracket down under this mat for the table that goes in there. In a small RV like this, everything's got to have a couple different purposes. Bed's all made up now, finally. This is an area that's become a junk area, which, when you're talking about a small RV like this, you can't have a lot of junk areas. So I think I'm going to do a project where I build a cabinet that also serves as a TV stand, and I want to hook it up so I can secure the table in there and also have areas for my DVD player. And when I get to the point where I'm using my DirecTV, I'll have a spot for the receiver. So that's going to take some measuring and some repurposing, but it should give me some extra storage. But that should be an improvement over to what I've been doing. I mean, this doesn't work bad. I basically set the TV here, and if I want to play the DVD player, I can either prop it here, or sometimes I set it right on top of there. That way when I'm laying in bed or sitting in what has become my main chair. These are great little things to have in a small RV, probably in any RV. Just a TV tray. Had this forever. But it's real convenient. It keeps, if I got the laptop here, if I'm doing anything at this position, then I can set the laptop on it and it can still get some air and not overheat. Outside, anything. A little TV tray like this. I don't know. There's probably a different name than TV tray because I think of the bigger ones. Bed tray or whatever the hell they would call some shit like this, but these are good. It's light and it doesn't take up a lot of room. Well, I ran into a problem. Okay, that's enough. Okay, I'm gonna mute that TV. So I was gonna refill my damper rid and I broke the darn thing. Then I figured, well, I can just, this old junky bowl that I bought that I thought that'd be lightweight but is useless. That would work. But then I found, still being a pack rat, I have this old casino bucket that the top of the damper rid fits down into pretty good. So I think I'll use that bucket. Damper rid is very important, RVers. Make sure you keep damper rid around. It was tough to decide which bucket to use. I think I got other ones too. Sometimes when you're like, oh, look, there, a free souvenir. You never know, 15 years later I might be able to repurpose it into a damper rid for an RV. What a lucky life. I really look back on it. I like that bumper idea because I scratched myself on that more than once. So things like that, YouTubers. You never know when you got that one little spot that you bump your head, and some RVs aren't padded very well. Something like that can come in handy around your RV. Hey Keek, what are you doing? Sleeping on the shelf down in the basement. Alright. Back in the house now. Come on. Okay, YouTubers, that's just a little fiddling with Eddie for winter and reorganizing. Have a great and wonderful day. Bye.